Okay, everyone. So anyone volunteer to, give us some explanation on the first point of our research process cycle? We already did this one, right? Hello.
I
Oh,
don't think I remember it. I don't think.
oh, you. Okay. Did you review it at home by yourself?
I'm just copy and I'm just copy, but not review at all.
Oh, so how can you do it then? If sometimes you don't need to remember everything, but you need to understand. Once you see the title and you know how to explain that to other people, and if you don't understand, or you don't remember, or you cannot follow what you have noted in your notebook, you can go to the video. We have everything, just like um, the talking, the answer, and every animating stuff on our YouTube. I mean, we upload on the YouTube, and you can also watch that again. If you don't do so, and then you cannot you know do the research very well, because that's okay. Okay, the first sessions, everything is not so serious, but for me the first session is the most important thing, because we cannot be is arrive at the destination if we don't start with a single step here. If we miss with the first step, and then how can we continue with the second step? So if you are
So I think you may give some review back again to refresh our memory.
okay, to refresh your memory. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's
Honestly,
okay. I think other
I, I
student may
I
be
I
able to
really
do
don't
so.
understand.
You really don't understand?
I
Okay.
really don't understand how. I mean, I don't know how to explain it out.
Oh,
Yes,
you don't know how to explain it out.
and
What do you mean? You
I'm
don't
not
understand, or
so.
you don't know how to explain?
I'm not so sure about this. I'm not so sure about this one.
Okay, I see. All right. Okay, so we can start right now. Identifying a research problem. Normally, you do the research. Many people would start with a topic, you know. So before they start doing the research, they try to find out what is their interesting topic to write about. Okay, if you find out the interesting topic to write about, that would be concerning with chapter 2 mainly. You may read a lot of literature review, you may read a lot of books, right? You find out something interesting and you want to share them. You want to find out how effective of the applications or like examples teaching strategy to help improve and maximize the learning outcomes, and then you may do it on the particular topics. But many people would start their research with the problem statement instead of the topic. So they try to read a lot of research, they try to read a lot of books as well, and they find out some gaps, some problems which have been existing for long times and haven't solved yet. Or sometimes those problems are suggested from the other researcher. They said that, okay, we have done these numbers of research and we found similar problem from different places, but we encourage the other researcher to do the research on that particular topic. Okay, what are the problems? Were returns all on those articles or on the books. So you specify the problem, the problems, what problem do you want to solve? What problem do you want to look into? You want to explore. Okay, where do you get the problem? Is it the problem is is made by yourself, or is this a problem exist? Uh, and you find those problems from the other people research. So if it is a problem based on your own observations, that would not be a real that probably, or yeah, a real problem, and sometimes it's not a problem, because sometimes if you don't read much about something that you were interested in, especially your subject matter where you were studying teaching English as a foreign language here, You need to know a lot about teaching method, teaching techniques, okay, classroom management, evaluations, and a lot of things. So those are the subject matter that you have to look into or you do the research about. You read those kind of things, you find out some problem, okay, you find out some problem, and then you can collect those problem out and then you justify them. You justify them to get the topic, you know. When you have a lot of problems about one subject matters, and then you try to synthesize them together, let's see, okay, how to get a topic. Like for me, when I was a student, I before I have to propose a topic to my supervisor, he asked me to read a few books. And when he asked me to read a few books, he asked me first of all, he just asked me in a simple question like that. Okay, he asked me a very simple question. Okay, uh, what subject matter are you interested in? And I said that okay, I would like to do the research on productive skill. Productive skill. So he did not ask me any more questions. He said, okay, productive skills. So you have to read the books on writing skills, speaking skill. And then he gave me some more journal article to read. And I spent a week to read. And then after I read, I found that, okay, I found a lot of challenges, both in writing and speaking. And then I tried to see the limitations. Okay, can I cover both of them, writing and speaking? And then I feel that okay, if I cover the writing, it would take a lot of times, and I have only 6 months to write my thesis. So then I try to check out all the speakings and other thing, and then I come up with the word challenges. So challenges and motivation towards spoken English skill. And then I proposed that one to my supervisor and said, okay, we can go with that. He said that actually he wanted me to do the research on either writing or speaking. But at first, I proposed the productive skill. He did not say anything, but he said that when I submit my topic to him, he said that, okay, I uh, just want you to do the research on either of them because if you choose both, it would be too big for you. You may spend a year to do the research on. Then I was very happy because I got the approval from my supervisors, and then I went on with that because I found those specific problems like if you see in my research. Actually, the idea that I got in my research are not originally from me. I mean, all of them are not originally from me. I just put them together from, I mean, I have read a lot of books and other things, so I put them together and I come up with this. Just give you the idea of what do I mean by uh, learning challenges. So where is my, okay, this one. So my, this is motivation and this is learning challenges. So for my learning challenges here, if you can see, I have things like here for learning challenges, I have linguistic obstacle. Okay, yeah, I have linguistic obstacle, speech processing difficulty, academic and conversational English skills, negative effects. Okay, somebody join again. Okay, negative effects, accessing to speaking opportunities, and each of them have a number of items. Normally we call them questionnaire. Okay, or in a technical term we call them items, and each of them have items under it. So what do I mean by linguistic obstacle? So these are the problem that I find, you know, existed within the language learners, especially in the countries where English is not the first language. Okay, then I decided to do the research on that topic, and because I found out all the important stuff about that, important material, and then I can process my research very well. Okay, so that is the identifying, justifying. And for the suggesting the need to study it for the audience, for this one I mentioned a lot, not very little in problem settlement, but a lot for my significant of study because whatever we learn English, we want to improve our speaking. Okay, And many people who in our countries, particularly, they they are afraid of speaking out. Even English people, even English student, as I observe, many of them prefer to speak more in the class, even they are learning English, and they have more time to speak my language, but they have very limited times to speak English in the class with their friends. Even then, they don't speak English. They communicate to each other in Khmer and everything's there. So I want to find the reason behind that. That would be the need. We learn English because we want to speak English very well and effectively. Therefore, my research was granted and I'd be able to have a very good research problems. And then would bring me to the literature review because I did a lot of research and I read a lot about my topic, which is about spoken English. So then I can find out all the resources. It's easy for me to. Uh, for this one, last week I shared with you a lot about selecting resources. So when we talk about selecting resources, if you do not read books, you know, you have no choice. You have only one book to read. You have only one theory about that. Suppose that you want to do the research on CLT, okay, or teaching method, and you have only one book to read. Then you have no idea how can you select the resource. So in order to select the resource, you may have more than ones. You may have 10, you may have 5, you may have 3. So then you can select one which is the best for you to write the research, use as a research background, use as a theory for you to guide your theory so that you have some idea to discuss in chapter 5. Otherwise, you have no background. For my research, as I shared with you last week, where is it here? Okay, for my research, here the theory that I use corruption theory of second language acquisition. So when we talk about second language acquisition, there's a lot of theory. As I read at that time, complete. As I read at that times, there are more than 5 second language acquisition theory, but I choose corruption theory. Okay, and this corruption theory itself, only in one here, there are 5, I guess. Okay, there are 5: acquisition learning hypothesis, monitor hypothesis, input hypothesis, and the natural. So I choose them because it fit with my research, and I can use the corruption theory to discuss in chapter 5 with my finding. When I do the research, I get the data, I get the result, so I can discuss my result with this. And I explain a lot here. What is the about that? So, all right. So you can only select something when you have choice. If you don't have choice, if you don't practice reading them at all, I mean about your topic, then you have no choices. You go into the library, you pick up one book, and then you just follow that book. That is more likely to copy from them because you have no other quotes. You quote only from one book. How can you do? How can you have a lot of things from one book and put in your research? You see? Okay, that is the lacking of practice. That is because of your laziness, and that's because you don't do your job as a student. That's the result. You have no idea to write literature review. Sometimes you know what I mean. You know how to do it, not know how actually. You know how to do it, but you cannot do it because you don't have any input to fill in the how that you know. Okay, so for the literature review, you have to read a lot of books and journal article which related to your research topic or your research questions. Okay, so then we go to specifying a purpose for research. So identify the purpose statement, narrowing the purpose statement of research question hypothesis. So for identifying the problems, identifying the purpose statements here, it's not difficult. Once you have a clear research problem. When you have research problem, you have very good research topic, and then you can generate research objective or purpose from that. Just like I show you, I have some more research paper, but I show you mine because it's easy for me to give it to you because this is from me myself. So this is the research topic, learning challenges and motivations towards spoken English skill. Now, if you go to my research objective, you will see here, right, to determine learning difficulty. What do I mean by learning difficulty? And how about why do you see the word difficulty, not challenges, right? You may ask me so. Okay, but the word learning difficulties, learning challenges include learning difficulties and individual differences, as I mentioned in my definition of key term. Now, if you go and read this, everything is gonna be there, but I'm not going detail into that. Just go to the objective because you know what your topic really mean. You know the directions. Therefore, you can make good research objectives based on your research topic. So here, difficulty, and then to discover learner motivations, and then this one ascertain. So after you create your research objective, it's easy for you to write down the research question because you only make the question out of your research objective. Just give you example for number one here. What are the learner difficulties in learning their spoken English skill? So if you look at my research objective, to determine learner difficulty in learning spoken English skill. So then you can see that research objective is very important. Once you get it, it's easy for you to convert it to research questions. And for the hypothesis that we mentioned, actually I suppose not to give you a lot of explanation on this because we are going into detail which all of them later on. This is just only a highlight. It's just like the content for you. All right. Whatever you can take note with this one. But if you cannot, please wait until the next slides and lessons because here include everything. Here is we call a research process. I call mean everything is here. It is just only a content for you. All right. If you cannot follow this, please just try to be with me. All right. Don't don't fall asleep. Otherwise, it's gonna be worse and worse. And this one example, like for me, examiner, one I check your research, I will check mainly on the research objective. So you have the research objective, and then it's easy for you to write down research questions because the research questions are general, uh, uh, are the what we call are from research objective. You just convert your research your positive sentence in order in to be questions type, and then it becomes research question. And hypothesis it depends on your research. If your research is survey descriptive research, you have no hypothesis. Only you have uh, first you have to be quantitative. Second, like experimental or casual experimental research, and then you can have hypothesis. And I'm not going to explain to you in detail what is hypothesis and when do you have it because that one gonna be talked in. It's not here. It's gonna be talk. I think maybe yeah around here. So please wait. All right, just take note. The teacher is gonna explain this point. Okay, at this slide, maybe unit 3 or unit 4 here. Okay, guys, is it fast for you or can follow, right? Okay, so after this, we have collecting data. This is your research methodology, all right? Select individual to study. So what do you mean individual? This is referred to the sample. You have to get permissions, right? Permission here is it is if we talk in general, if you are a student, you get permission from the school to go and do the research on any places. And when you go there, you have to ask permission from the place to do the research as well. So you can gather information, gathering information. I mean, the same like collecting the data for your study. So this is a research method. How you do that? That is not easy. It is not just only 3 point like this. they're concerning more. How you select the individual, how you select the people, how do you select the participant for your research. That would be a lot of discussions later on as well. Okay, then analyzing and interpreting data. Yeah. So break this analyzing and interpreting data is depend on your research design. If your research design is qualitative, and then you may be likely to describe the answer that or the data that you get from your participant, your sample. But if your research design is qualitative, sorry, quantitative, I don't know you can follow, but I will try for you. So if your research design is qualitative, okay, if qualitative, and then you are likely to just only describe the data that you get from your participant. But if your research is quantitative, right? Then you may use some tool to analyze your data. Some people use SPSS. Some people use what is it? Excel. Okay, Excel. Excel, they also have some functions for you to analyze the data, and there are many more. But the most popular ones is SPSS, right? Okay, so once you get the data, representing the data, you explain the data. That display, you have to explain. Want to have the result, you have to explain the result. Just only explanations, right? And the discussion is going to be with this one, chapter 5, the last one. So you decide on the audience. The audience refer to the reader. That what decide on the audience here may be referred to the what we call implication. Okay, implication just similar to significance of the study, but significance of the study they write in chapter 1, and decide on the audience here they write on chapter 5. In chapter 5, and in chapter 5 here, implication means what the individual, the related individuals, okay, be able to use your result, your findings in your research here to practice for themselves. Now, if you do the research at one university, so you may have an implication for the student. What should they do to improve themselves? You have some suggestions, constructive feedback on their performance, and what should they do in order to be able to get maximize result from the study. That is for the student. And how about the teachers? How do they get benefit from your research? And what is your implication for them? What should they do to improve their performance, their teaching? How about the school? How about the ministry, education, youth, and sport? Okay, so these are the idea, the audience that you okay, then you can structuring the report. You can follow the school guidelines and writing. Sensitive here based on the problem. You must be sensitive. You must respond sensitively to the problem. So some people they forget when they go to unit when they write chapter 5, they forget what they want in chapter 1. So chapter 1 they are all the start. I mean objectives, research question there. And chapter 5 as only the whatever information you put in chapter 5 must be responsive to chapter 1. So you cannot write about something else. And some people forget, they only write something like whatever they think is good for the school. Sometimes, yeah, you have a lot of idea what is think for good for the school, for the teachers, but it must be within your research objective. It cannot be anything else. Okay, I've finished my explanation on the contents of what we are going to study for the whole course now. And if you have questions, you can ask.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Can you go back a bit with the quantitative?
Okay. Wait a moment, right? I will go back. Quantitative. ទៅមើលក្នុងកន្លែងនោះchrono នោះមានកន្លែងណាគេដាក់ថាសិក្សាមូលដ្ឋានណា You studying law right Okay មើល chrono នឹងទៅគេដាក់កន្លែងណាមូលដ្ឋានសញ្ញាបត្រមូលដ្ឋានណា Okay sorry guys Okay quantitative what is your question about quantitative
I just want to ask to be sure that if our research is quantitative, we have to use like the platforms or like the Excels to identify the issues, right?
Not identify to analyze the
To
data
analyze.
issue is here up here identify the problem here from the beginning here for when you arrive at the analyzing and interpreting data here this is the place for analysis not identify anymore yeah okay is it okay Pugnan?
I still not got your point.
Oh your question is that you asked me if you follow this research design called quantitative
Yeah.
so that you have to use SPS Excel or blah blah here to identify the issue. My answer is no. You do not use this one to analyze the issue. You this one to analyze the data that you collect from the participant.
Oh, okay.
Participant refer to sample. If your sample is student, okay, you go and collect, you give them questionnaire or you observe them, you collect the data and then you analyze the data. You get it? How you analyze the data? By drawing? No. By Excel or SPSS?
Got it, teacher.
Okay, very good.
Thank
That's
you.
okay because for this point, Mr. Pugnan, you are going to study this point again in details in the research method here. So you're gonna learn everything about that. Here, quantitative, you see? Yeah. And as I told you, this is just only the content which I spent a lot of times with this already, so it is not good. I should only read this for you. Okay, any more questions? It's good if you ask, like Pugnan, when you ask like that, you get, clear. You know what you whether your note is correct. Okay, and that question would be answer one and in which slide. Yeah, it seems like you know every step if you ask the questions. And if you don't ask, if you have questions you don't ask, then that not big. It is not good. You cannot wait. Okay, when I'm going to have my answer. No. Sometimes, yeah, you luckily you get it, and sometimes you don't because I don't know how to answer. I just only follow what uh, as much as I can explain you. I feel like okay, this information I should give you, and this information I should not. And if you ask me some, specific, then I will go to that specific, and I cannot read your mind. Okay, again, any question with this? All right, so if you don't have right now, then you can keep it for next week or anytime you want to ask me. Okay, one of the most challenges of speech or conducting research is to clarify, clearly identify the problem that led to a need of study. Okay, you have to identify your problem, right? Okay, problem. So what is the problem? Problem sometimes is not just something wrong, it can be just something which is like you want to test something. It can be you have very good techniques, very good techniques about encouraging the student to work in group or to study to do the presentation, and you believe that your technique is super great, and then that is also called a problem. Why it is a problem? Because you want uh, to ensure that your techniques is applicable, and then you can introduce to the other people. How can you know that technique is applicable? You need to test them. So if you want to test them, you need to do the research. Okay, how? That is the research method. Okay, and if you do not identify the problems, if you do not identify the problem, how can you have the topic? Some people can have the topic in advance, okay? It depends on you. Some people have this, example, this one number one and this one number two, and some people have this and this one number two. And remember, just keep in mind this, your research topic can be modified. Example, you propose the research topic to me today, and after 2 months, you say, oh, teachers, the more I read, the more I feel that I have to change or modify my topic a little bit only, teacher. So it is okay. We never be so strict that you must do that. No, because once you start a journey of the research along the way, because you are going to read more and more, find out more and more, you feel like what you are doing here is not what the same like what you wish from the beginning here. So maybe you have problem with word choice and other things. Just like me, when I did the research, first of all, I said productive skill, and then I changed that to spoken skill. All right. Okay, so the problem, you have the problem and then you can make the topics over it. Or sometimes you have the topic, example, you have the topic about teaching method again, just give you the same topic. Or sometimes motivation. The motivation is not, yeah, it's a good topic, but even many people have done the research on motivation, but I think in Cambodia, people need to do more research on motivations because students, both student and teachers seem to be not motivated in improving themselves. Students are not motivated to study, maybe because of the learning environment. Maybe, when I say maybe here, meaning I'm not sure, but when we do the research, this percentage gonna be likely, right? Likely, maybe 50%, we don't know what's sure, but likely here, 75%. Or it can be definitely, yeah, 100% sure that, okay, it's like that. That's why they are not motivated. Teachers are like that. That's why they're not motivated. So just you have the topic, for example, you have motivation. If you don't care about the problem statement, just talk about motivation. One is enough. Okay. And then you read the books about motivation. You have to read books about that. You can search it on internet, right? Maybe you don't have a lot of books or you don't want to come to the library, search on the internet. Journal article. A journal is very important. Journal we have online and offline. Like last week we went to the Google Scholar and we got some journal article. That one also journal article, but online journal article. So you read them. The more you read, the more you find out more and more problem about motivation. You do not just only find out the problems of motivation. You also find out, a lot of solution from them as well. Okay. You also find out a lot of application, how to deal with the problem. You know specifically what is really motivation. You know the type of motivations, all right, the step of activate things, motivation. So everything you know very clear about motivation. Your topic is motivation, and then you find out the problem because you have a lot of solution, implication, motivation here. This solution implication you can write in your chapter 2, literature review, right? The problem here in chapter 1, from the problem you make the research objective, and this one in chapter 2. So chapter 2, you research methodology, chapter 3, and chapter 4, after you do the research, you get the result. Yeah, wait, give it to me, please. You already paid the money for the school, semester 1 and 2? Yeah?
Already paid.
Already. Go downstairs, pay the money, and bring this back to me. Okay. All right. So the more you read, the more you find out the problem. So the problem here is more like your chapter 1, and the rest here, solution, application, the theory, the concept about motivation, what is motivation, how many types of motivation here, gonna be your chapter 2. Yeah, you're gonna write them in your chapter 2 because you find out them from those material, from those resources. And your chapter 3, you have the methodology, method, the research method. In order you find something in order to solve the problem in chapter 1. And then after you find something, you analyze them, you get the result, you go to this one, chapter 2, chapter 3, you go to chapter 4, the result. Okay, so when you get into the result, you analyze the result with your chapter 2 here. Analyze them with the chapter 2 here, you get chapter 5. So you see it is consistent and it is systematic. All right, so what I want you to understand from this point is that your research problems can be first or your topic can be first. There is no problem. But the thing that you must do is that you have to read. You have to read about them. Okay, if it is motivation, you have to read about motivation. If it is cooperative learning, you have to read about cooperative learning. Some people do the research on digital storytelling. You have to read, you know, a lot of books or resources on that. If you do the research on online learning, you have to do the have to read a lot of books about that in order to get idea, idea what you should do. If if you have no idea about your topic, how are you going to write? Cannot. It is impossible for you to do so. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Individuals do not seem to give enough attention while they are conducting their study. Okay, so most happen to students. Yeah, they don't give enough attention. The reason they don't give enough attention because research is not interesting, right? Yeah. First, research is not interesting. Second, they are okay. I cannot write well. So they are forced to do the research. Yeah, they are forced to do the research. And number three, maybe they first they're not interested, and second, they are forced to do the research, and first they have no objective. Have no objective. So once you are not interested in something, you are forced to do it, and you don't know where to go, what to do. How can you are going to read more about the topic? No way. You just keep procrastinating, You just keep delaying until the deadline, and then you say, oh, it's very difficult, we cannot do it. Right? That's why, because you did not give full attention to what you are doing, to your assignment or to your lesson. Okay, with these 2 points, do you have any questions? Okay, let me see how many. Oh, I think now we have almost everyone here, 32 students. Only through 3 students are absent. And okay, only 3 students are absent. Okay, can I put you in group right now, everyone? I think this is a good time because almost everyone is in the class. Hello?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. So now let's go into the group. Okay, group here. I use one website. So before I use one website, I will give you the number. So I will use your student list. Okay. I will use your student list as your number for your number. So suppose you are number 1. You can take note by yourself. Hello,
Yeah,
suppose.
teacher.
Okay, number 2, Chan Mao. Number 3, Atana. Atana cannot hear me or not, maybe. Okay. And Sotia, you are number 4. Hello. Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, and Sangvira, you are number 6.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. And Story, you are number. Oh, sorry. No, no, no. Oh, I skipped one. Masa, hello, Masa. Masa first. Masa number 4. Masa is not here. Oh, Masa is here. Yeah. Masa, you are number 4. Sotir number 5. Sangvira number 6. Okay, with that. My story number 7.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, and Chomran number 8. I follow your student list here. Yes, Chomran. Okay, and Solida number 9.
Okay.
Okay, and Daria number 10. Okay, Daria. Okay, I don't know whether you hear me or not. No response. Okay, Sukhi 11. Hello, Sukhi.
Yes, teacher.
11. Okay, take note. And Lekina is number key. Lekina number 12. Solida, can you take note for her because she is not in the class? Yes, Solida.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you take note for key Lekina? Her number is 12.
Yes, okay.
Okay, and then Martine. Martine, you are number 13.
Yes, teacher.
All right, and Kamha, you are number 14. Yeah,
Yes, teacher.
and Sopo number 15.
Yes.
Okay, but say not here. Okay, say not here already move out, and then we have kimchi. Kimchi number 16. Already.
Yes,
I
teacher.
finished if we call you. Okay. Yeah.
Not tomorrow, not today.
I cannot be today because this is certificate. It's not as easy as like certification, like transcript. We can make it fast, but this one take time a little bit. So we will call you. Today is Sunday. Not normally people don't come and work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, and I will bring my photo for you on
Um,
holiday, okay?
I don't know. Yeah, you can. You have to bring on that day. Yes. For this one, I'm not the one who make it. Someone else.
Okay.
Okay. Good luck. I'll have to teach now. I cannot talk to you longer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Me too. Me too. Yeah. Okay. And number. Okay. Kimchi number 16, and then Saturday. Noon Saturday. Saturday is here as well. Okay. Saturday number 17. Hello, Saturday. Hmm. Okay. And Marie.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. And Marie number 18.
Yes, teacher.
And Italy number 19.
Yeah, teacher.
Tina number, wow. Tina number 19.
Okay, teacher.
Oh, yeah, Tina number 19. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. Because I got the name here, I have to take out one name because he stopped. Again, Kimchi number 16. Saturday number 17. Marie number 18. Italy number 19. And Tina number 20.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Buntu number 21. Rota number 22. Okay. Narin number 23. Hoknan number 24. Ran Lakana number 25. Can you follow?
Yes, teacher.
And Yani number 26. Yani is in the class or not? Yeah. 26 Yani.
Teacher.
Yeah. And Run Sari number 27. Rid Marie number 28. Ruh Boraira.
Yes, teacher.
Ruh Boraira. Marie, can you take note for Boraira? Boraira 29. Okay, Marie, can you take note for her? I don't
Yes,
know.
teacher.
Yeah. And then Buridat 29. And Bunlu, you are number 30.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, and Mali, Sien Somali, number 31.
Yes, teacher.
Smay Ray, number 32.
Yes, teacher.
So Chang Chang, number 33.
Yes, teacher.
Tai Bun Sing, number 34, right? 33, 34, yeah. Correct? Yeah. And then trailing number 35.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so please take note for Mr. Tai Bun Sing. He's 33 or 34. And Chang Chang, you are 33, right? Okay.
Yes,
You
teacher.
get the number now. So what I want you to do to hear here, this is the website called Research Randomizer. Miser. So what I want to do here, I said how many set of, okay, how many set of number do you want to generate? So I want to generate 5. How many number per set? Okay, because 30. How many number per set? 7. No, how many number per set? 5. But I may get 7 because 7 multiplied by 5, 35, right? Okay, form there are ones first student until 35. Your number are 35. Okay, and then I would say randomize. So when I click on this one, you will get your group member. Are you ready now? Hello, everyone.
No, I'm not.
To see your group member. Okay, here we go. So now before I click on this one, you must agree with whoever you work with. Is it okay, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Okay.
teacher, just call it. Let's go.
Okay, now let's count. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why we have only 6 group? Yeah, we must have so one group, right?
So do it again, teacher. Random again.
Okay, let's just do it again. Let's see. How many set of number do you want to generate? Yeah, 7. And how many number per set? 5. 5 multiply. Oh, cannot. This one divide by 7. Yeah, correct. So let's try. Why only 6 group? But that's okay. We will have 6 group, no problem. Make sure we don't miss anyone out. So now, group 1. I will screenshot this one for you. Okay. Now group 1, number 4, 25, 34, 21, and 9. Okay, group 1. Who is number 4? Who is number 4 again?
Teacher, here why we have 225.
Oh, we have 225?
Also 25. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see
two
also
number
25.
Oh,
number
Also
30.
224.
oh, okay, I see.
226
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, so meaning to say that this one, they just only take the group for the result. You can choose set 1, set 2, set 3 or not. They do not allow you to divide in the group randomly. Okay. So I only use it for my research. For example, when I did the research, I think around 200 students, I have 5 set like this and choose only one. I don't care about the other. But now I want to use this one for your class. It is impossible. So let I do unique. Let's wait a moment. So do you wish each number in the set remain unique? Do you wish to short the number that I generated? Last two. Yes. Least to greatest. No. Do you wish to view your random number? Marker within. Like, how about this one?
Teacher. 19,
Still the
19,
same,
19.
teacher.
Yeah.
Oh,
7,
okay,
7.
number 7, so 1 even 2 times. Okay, guys, so I cannot use this website to have you put the group randomly. I will try to find another way. but you keep the number. Okay. But this one, random here mean you can choose only one set to do the research on. Okay. For example, you have 1,000 students, but you want to choose only 100 students to do the sample on. So then you have to divide, do like me, and get 10 group. For example, I do it for you. So you have how many set of number do you want? Example 10, and in each set there's 100. For example, 100 here mean 100 student, and this one from number 1 until number 1,000. And when you place the research, mean you can choose any set for your study. If you choose set 1 here, meaning to say that you go to talk to the student who is number 1, number 3, number 55, number 72, 87. 87 can be 2 times, so you choose only one. And these are randomly selected based on the computer software, not from you. That's why we say, okay, this result is randomly selected or not. Okay, this is one way how you do that. But when I want to put you in group in 5 different groups, it is impossible. Let me try to find another way, all right? So sorry for that, to waste our time. Okay, so we can continue our lesson then. So you forget about your group. Okay, let's see. Okay, now what is a research problem? Now, the reason I did not ask you to, I mean, to be so serious about this slide.
Teacher,
Yes.
um, our teacher, like Mr. Conrayat, he used like breaking out the room in Microsoft Teams, so he can make a group assignment too, I think.
Yeah, I do agree.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let
So
me
I
find
think you
out.
should, yeah.
Okay. You want to do that as well. Okay. But we can do it at the second session. Now can we continue a little bit, because I have never
Okay,
done
okay,
that.
teacher.
Okay. We have here. What is it? Where is the room? A group discussion or whatever. But I haven't done that, so it takes times. Now the reason I'm not, I don't want you to be so serious with this one. Just want you to get to know what are they and what are the purpose of each point, because whatever from here, we are going to talk again about them later on. So what is a research problem? Right. So research problem are the educational issues, controversy, or concerns that guide the need for conducting a study. So when you in research, the word study here is research. Yeah, yeah, conducting a research. So you find out any educational issues, controversy. Some controversy mean many people do not agrees on one point. Some people say student learning center is effective, and some people say no. Teacher teaching center or teacher's talking time is more than the student talking time more than the teacher, or grammar translation. So there's a lot of discussion about that. So that is called controversy. People do not agree, and you want to do the research. You want to find out which one is true and which one is applicable for your real teaching class, and concern that guide to for the study. Otherwise, we don't need to do the research on, you know. You have to feel concerned about something. You want to solve the problem. Okay, you want to make the current situation better than now. Then you have to find out some better technique, some better solution for that. Okay, only that. So that is a problem statement. Okay, and identify a problem statement. So begin a research study by identifying a topic to study, typically an issue or problem in education that needs to be solved. Now, before we go on, I just want to hear from you whether you have anything in mind concerning with the research topic. So let's start with, I think, Sopo. Sopo, any subject matter do you want to do the research on, or any topic you want to share? Oh, Sopo is not available. So my story.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, hello.
For me, the topic, um, I don't know, teacher, but maybe I will be like um, focus on the education in Cambodia, especially the foreign language, because I think our high school still not how to say um open real open for the student in high school the English yet, because the English is really poor, and then the way they take is so hard, the book that we are learning.
Oh,
So this is the topic that I want to make a research for them.
okay. So not really the topic. That is the problem you found.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first you were interested in teaching a foreign language
Yep.
effectively, right? Yeah, foreign language, and
Yeah.
then you narrow down to English. First you say foreign language, and then you say English. But English to
Yeah.
kids to high school or to university student. Now you narrow down to high school student, right? And when you talk about
Yes.
high school student, you also talk about teaching how they teach, so teaching strategy. And then you also add some more thing like the books that they use is
Mm.
difficult for the high school student. You get it?
Yeah,
So now
teacher,
you
I
have
know.
two keywords, teaching strategy and teaching material.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, that is the way you narrow down until you get a topic. Now you have two keywords, teaching strategy, teaching material. So how can you make them as a good topic? And okay, you say that this is a problem. Who said that? Only you alone or other people also said that based on your observation or what? Now the good news is that,
um
yeah, okay,
I
continue.
think most of the students, like some of my friends when I was in high school, if they are not going to the private school, I mean like the center, something like this, so they cannot follow the book that the school give to them. For
Yeah.
me, because I went to the center and I study in private, so it's okay for me, but sometimes I still like have a problem too. That's why I want to make research about that.
Okay, yeah, I see. Very good. This is based on your observation, correct?
Yeah,
Even you ask,
teacher.
even you ask your friends, you ask other peoples who have the studying, who have been studying for that level, or have been studied on that level. But that is also called your observation because you don't have any, data from that. It is just only you the one who got that experience. We don't know for sure. For the research, you cannot take that as problem, but that is okay. Don't this is a step. You can also use it as a problem for our research for this level, bachelor level. They are not so strict with the problem statement, meaning to say that you can use your own observations, okay, to be a problem statement. The problems you found, you point out two actually from what you said, teaching strategy and learning materials, okay. As a result of those things, you don't know, students are not good at English, are not good at English, and they cannot do the writing. They cannot, use their English in the daily communication. Just give you an example. As a result of that, you have to do the research on the particular topics in order to what to evaluate or to solve the problem, to help the student to be better off with their study in language learning, for example. So that would be a problem statement. For bachelor level, you can do so, no problem. But if you are interested in that one, you can go on with that. Okay, how about other student? I want to hear from Solida. Solida is sleeping now. Hello. Okay, not available. So can I hear from Atana? Please don't worry. You can share whatever it is in your minds. It can be right, it can be wrong. What we are doing here just purely for our learning and teaching. There is nothing else. Okay, Adana is not available as well. I cannot hear from her. So I mean,
Teacher,
okay, yes.
can I share something
Okay, please.
just related to reversing letter?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a very interesting thing. It's not for me only, but for other researchers as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I used to research about this problem, but actually it happened in Cambodia, but I cannot find any document to support in Cambodia because the way that we write uh English alphabet and the way that we write Khmer alphabet is different. So that's why I cannot do on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, it's hard for us to find out the uh, other research papers to support our problem. Yes, what you mean?
Yeah, sure. Because most of the thing that I can the data sorry the information that I can collect from is just only for English for only. But it's not that because the way that we write Khmer alphabet and the way that we write English alphabet is different. So that's why I cannot take that document to support Khmer Khmer alphabet writing style. I cannot. That's why
Oh,
I tell
okay.
yeah I
You
need to
you
tell you
you
that
you
I'm
said
really
that
regret.
oh you said that you cannot find the research which is about that in Cambodia. I mean
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Cambodian, but you can find similar research but on English or other language. That's what you mean.
yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, okay. My response to that is that it's good if you find out some research which is about how to writing alphabet, English alphabet or whatever. In Cambodia, not many people are interested in doing the research. That's why our universities rank, our university rank in the world almost 4,000, almost 4,000 ranking in the world. Yes, almost 4,000. How come? And why? And because of research. We don't have any research. We just study, and we just teach. We don't know whatever research we just bring up from other country, you know. Yeah. And like Hong Kong University, I guess maybe ranked 64 in the world. And some university like I don't know, I haven't read them about much about them, but I know when I was in other country, I learned that in Southeast Asia here, okay, Southeast Asia here we have Southeast Asia we have 10 country, right? Everyone.
11 now.
11 now. Okay, 11 country. And in 11 country, how many university are there? Do you know?
No, I don't.
In Singapore alone, I also don't know how many. In Singapore alone, there's a lot of university, but one Singapore in university in one university in Singapore ranked number one in Southeast Asia here, and then number two, one Singapore in Malaysia, called uh, uh, University as USM, yeah, and then number three, Malay University of Malaya, um, and number four, also university in Malaysia. Number five, also university in Malaysia. Number six, or number six, I think maybe one university in Thailand called Chulalongkorn University. Number seven,
Yeah,
number eight,
sure,
Malaysia
sure.
in Malaysia. Yeah,
Because as I heard, in Thailand also have one great university that ranking in Asia as well.
okay, Southeast Asia, you see a lot of only one university from Singapore, a lot from Malaysia, and one from Thailand. So how do they get that rank? That rank is based on the research. Okay, right. That rank is based on the research. Actually,
And
yeah.
who give that rank?
Oh, they have the we call independent organizations who conduct the research on that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So identifying a research problem, like university that I study USM here. When I was in Malaysia, it ranked number two in Malaysia, ranked number two in Malaysia. But now in 2020, 21, early 2021, it ranked number one in Malaysia. So why it ranked from number two to number one, number two? Because of their research, right? Yeah, they spends a lot of money on research. Okay, now responding to your uh, questions, support, you said that you find out only the resources about other language, not about Khmer language. But actually, you can use the idea. You can use, you know, you can use them
Teacher,
as. Mhm.
I used to tell you when the course start, right? That my advisor and also my research teacher told me that without this document, any document or research former research support, I cannot do on that problem, because he said that it's such a very new topic, and I just studied bachelor degree. How can I do that? That's why
Mm,
I just changed my
okay,
topic.
okay. Then I have to tell you this. It is not necessary to be the same research paper like they did the research on the how to write the alphabet, Cambodian alphabet, vowel, something like that. It's not necessary to be that. If you find a lot of documents from other countries, which is how to write an alphabet for the kids, for example. So the idea is the same. You only apply one in English, one in Cambodia. So whatever they find in the research would be difficulty. What are the difficulty for the kid to write? Okay, the step how to start, and then you adapt. We have adopt. If you have the same, if you have the same research paper, how to write a Cambodian alphabet, then you adopt. You may copy and paste everything. But because you get from other language, then you adapt. You adapt. You see, you use them as the background of your study. Okay, these are the difficulties that they have faced, they have confronted, and these are the solution that they have applied, and that these are the results that they have. Let's see whether we want to use them in Cambodia, their strategy. See whether Cambodian students can write the alphabet
Oh,
accurately or
when
not.
when you said like this, I got your point. I got your point. Because while I research that, they suggest many tips to deal with that problem, and they also raise up why the kids stuck with that problem as well. So that's why when you
Wait,
suggest
wait,
this,
wait.
I remember that point.
Pung apa rian? Okay, hello guys. Sorry, my sister just called me and she's kind of aggressive. All right, and all right. I don't know what they think about. If you want to do the research on how to write a research project or research, how to have the kids to write the alphabet accurately or correctly. How can you find the research which is the same topic like that? If you find the same research about the same thing like that, why do you need to do more research on that? Maybe something wrong with the old research. You want to upgrade it. You want to improve it. That would be the reason you can write on the same topic. But in research, it is not that we don't do in that way. Whatever the research which is we call similar topic on the same thing, but you can apply in every country, it's no problem. You know, right? It's not that okay. This is from English. This is from Arab. This is from Russia. So and then we cannot use here. No, cannot. They have to do their homework. Actually, they should learn more. Okay. Okay. Now let's continue to the next point. Okay. Identify a research problem consists of specific issue or study. You have specific issue or study. We can see that my story topic is very specific, high school student, right? And teaching strategy and material, maybe she referred to course book. So very specific already. And developing a justification for the study. You justify, should you do the topic on both teaching strategies and course book or learning material at the same time, or you want to separate them? You want to focus only on the teaching material, sorry, teaching strategies, and the course book you will do it later on. And a decision you can justify based on the times and resources that you have, especially the requirement from the university or the publisher where you want to publish, and suggesting the importance of the study for select the audience that will read your report. Okay, if you sure if you do it at the high school for the high school student and for the teachers over there, those are people are your mains audience. They are going to read your papers. All right, so what you do with your research is only hope that those two stakeholders going to be better off after reading your paper. All right, that is the purpose of the research. Any questions?
No.
Okay, so if you don't have question, let's go to the next one. Still under identifying a research problem. So to locate the research problem in the study, ask yourself, what was the issue, problem, or controversy that research wanted to address? You have to specify it. Okay, and what controversy leads to a need for the study? So for I raise up my story topics because I haven't asked from you all, and only the one that I got from her is very specific, so I use her. So the controversy that leads to a research, she said that, no, teacher, if I don't go and study at the English centers, if my friends do not go to the private high school, they are not, they cannot use English for writing. They cannot pass the English test. So I don't want that to happen. I want students who studied high school are capable to do the basic writings, to speak English reasonably well. Okay, that is the need for you to do the research because you want those kind of results to happen for them. Okay, that's why that problems lead you to do the research on that particular topic. What was the concern being addressed behind this study? So what is the concern? Okay, if you do not do the research on this particular topic, what would happen? Oh, Mr. Channa dropped a link here. I saw. Okay. Okay. Okay, what was the concern? You afraid that, okay, so the government just pay money to the English teacher who are teaching at high school and they don't do the job well, or sometimes maybe they are lazy, or maybe they are not care about our Cambodian futures. Maybe they just do the job carelessly, or maybe they are incapable. Okay, or maybe they try their best to do it, but maybe because of the other reasons. So there are a lot of possible things, happens, or there are a lot of possible reasons behind the topic, behind the problem, and you want to make sure which one is the real problem, which one is the real causes of those things, so that you can propose a application or implications for them to improve themselves later on. How can you have a lot of idea concerning to that? You only have to read about them only, about the topic, about the motivations which led you to find out on that particular problem. Okay, is there a sentence like the problem addressed in this study is? So you also can want you write a research problem if you want to make it clear for the reader to find out what is your real problem. So in your problem statement, you can say the problem addressed in the study is, okay? To find out the underlying causes or the problems that the teacher faces in teaching English to the students. This is you want to talk about the teacher problem, not teaching strategy. You want to find out the effective teaching strategy that they use to teach the students. To find out what the causes which lead students to be poor at English. So there are, so you see, I just give you example of something that leads to do the research on particular problem. So what I said at the moment, you can just make 4 or 5 topic out of it already based on your problem that you want to address in your study. Okay, any question about this, everyone?
Teacher, it's not so clear about the last point here.
The last point here, it is just like a conclusive sentence that you put in your research problems section. You said that
Oh.
the problem addressed in the
Okay.
study is, you see, just like you give a summary of what you have described from the first of the, I mean, from the beginning up to the end.
So I can say that this one is summarization of the point, right?
Yeah, you can say so. Okay, and once you do the research, everything is not that complicated like this. This is the explanation. That's why you don't see them in your real hand. And yeah, it is. Once you do it, you face with the practical problem. Why do I mean practical problem? Because that is your real problem. Then you try to find the answer to the real problem that you face. When I give you the answer, and then done. You understand? But right now you try to imagine, you try to follow what I mean, what I say here. All right, that is a problem. But suppose you are doing the research at your institute, so that you have some idea to go along with me easily. But the other student, I'm not so sure. But I guess you have also experiences in doing the research. Okay, guys. I think some of you are also studying at other universities, and they also teach you research method. Some university they give you even two courses. First they call information literacy, and then they have one more subject called research methodology. Some university, I mean, right? But most university they give only one, and okay, and some even give only 6 hour teaching research methodology. They teach you only 6 hours. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, now we can continue to the next one. Now, I think it's time for a break. We can have a breakfast and then we can continue at 2:50. Okay, guys. I don't know other students. I keep very quiet. Atana, can you hear me? I cannot hear from you now.
Hello, teacher.
Oh, what happened
I
before that?
was I was so busy, and at a moment, I accidentally dropped my phone into the water, though. And then when I came back, I just heard maybe Adana is not available. So
Oh, okay,
sorry.
that's okay. From the next lecture, you will be available for the discussion, okay? And other student as well. Okay, right
Yes.
now you can have a break, 20-minute break. We come back at 2:50. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah,
Bye bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
bye-bye for now.